Here we are, day number 3. James McGuigan, Roger Grimes, back with you to give you our recap of the adventures that we had today. And it was quite the day, as you're certainly going to find out. But I'm going to start off first with a little small apology. I had some folks come up to me going, "Hey, we watched your first video. It was awesome. You said there were going to be pictures and there weren't any." So I will insert them here with a little music and you can watch them, and then we'll come back. You'll come back to us here. So now that you've seen the pictures, hopefully you enjoyed them. The other little apology was going to be about Roger's, I'd say indiscretions, but disagreements, I think is a better word. Your disagreements with some of the comments made on the first day with regards to MFA, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. This morning it kicked off for me. I went and saw a colleague from my ICS days, Mr. Joe Slowick. He was talking about indicators of compromise, which is kind of interesting because sometimes indicators, IOCs, get a bad rap in our industry. People saying, "No, you can't just look at them, you've got to do more." He gave a really neat presentation on ways to break it down and look at it and how one organization presents it. It's not just a spreadsheet listing fully qualified domain names. It's going to be like an IP address and or a fully qualified domain name and this file, but it presented in a really nice structure. So one of the messages I took away from Joe's presentation was give indicators a chance, kind of like give peace a chance. But maybe that'll appear on a sticker someday, so we'll see. After that, I went and saw Nicole Dove as she was talking about BISOs, the role of a BISO, a BISO, a Business Information Security Officer. Really interesting role, and we're starting to see a lot more of them in the industry. Nicole, excellent thought leader and somebody that's really active as a BISO role, and she's had several of those roles already within organizations, and just presented the aspects, the different ways that the job works and some of the experiences that she's had and what works, what doesn't, and how you're communicating with the business and the security office, so you're kind of that liaison. Really great information of what she provided, breaking down the role and things you've got to be aware of, like problem solving and communicating were certainly two big key elements that I took away from it. So it was a great presentation from Nicole, and really enjoyed it. So Roger, what did you get to go see today?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the best things of going to any large conference is actually getting to visit vendors. So I went and saw a lot of vendors that I wanted to see. I literally had my list today. I want to go see this vendor and that vendor and this vendor and that sort of stuff. Yep. I went in, there was a lot of different groups like the Cloud Security Alliance, which I belong to, right, that I went and met people that I talked to for years. I met a lot of people today that I talked to for years and decades and never met in person, and I met them in person friends, that people you almost consider to be friends, even though
Sure.
they're kind of virtual friends. And I even walked into one vendor. I went to a particular vendor, Fido, and I was like, no wait, YubiKey. And I said, hey, I've had this understanding. Is it true? I literally walked in and I was like, give me your most technical person. And they looked at me and they went, this guy. So I got, they were like, this is the guy you want to talk to. I said, this is my understanding. This is the way I think it works. This is the way I've been talking about it. He's like, yeah, that's exactly how it works. And I thought, where else can you literally go get this answer to your question in 10 seconds?
You gotta love it.
That was great. Bad part was, and maybe I don't want to rant or become the old security guy curmudgeon, but for the third day in a row, a major person said that multi-factor authentication solves 99% of all hacking. And I tell you, I went nuts. James says he's going to get me a car license plate that says MFA 99%. And then also, gotta love Mr. McQuiggan, he was then putting people up all day long to come up to me and say, Roger, I hear MFA solves 99% of your security problems. But I got so upset, I went out and I stopped what I was doing. I wrote a column on LinkedIn called Stop the Insanity. MFA does not stop 99% of all cybercrime. It is crazy. The people that are saying this are people that I respect, and I don't get it because that would mean we don't need RSA. We could just have 5 MFA vendors and the other 1,000 vendors could go away, right? And that means if MFA stops, if it could stop 99% of all attacks, that means that it would be stopping, you would take all the other attacks that could work that MFA doesn't stop, like endpoint compromises, malware, software vulnerabilities, denial of service attacks, insider threat, misconfigurations, physical attacks, and they would only be 1%.
That would be 1%. Yeah.
It's I'm like, are they not listening to what they're saying?
So I'm going to put the link to Roger's article that he wrote on LinkedIn. I'm going to put it in the show notes, either on YouTube or LinkedIn or wherever you're watching this, so you can go and check out the article. Check it out. Make your own opinions from it, but Roger's backed it up with a lot of great information and facts, so it's certainly worth checking it out.
And let me say, I love MFA. Everybody should use phishing-resistant MFA. It significantly improves your security. It just doesn't stop 99% of all threats.
Just that one little bit, just that one little fact right there. So, again, today on we are now on the third day of RSA. I did 2 more presentations at the Know Before booth. This morning I did one dealing with things that you don't want to do within your phishing program, highlighted several companies that had created phishing assessments that didn't go over too well with their employees. A lot of it dealt with bonuses, and employees ended up falling for it, and had a full house for that one. All the seats were filled in the booth. It was fantastic. Yeah, I know there's only 6 seats, but they were all there. So figures don't lie, but
I saw people standing. I saw people standing in the hallway blocking traffic. You did good. He's a really good speaker, and I kind of secretly resent him a little bit for it.
But then this afternoon was fun because it dealt with 5 skills that you can work on to improve your security awareness training, but also your security education overall. Everything from watching podcasts, going to conferences, reading, and lots of great books that we've got here in the RSA bookstore. Perry's and Kai's Security Culture Playbook is in there. You've got your ransomware book in there. Your MFA book is in there. I think your data-driven defense book is
ransomware protection playbook.
Yep, that's in there as well. So a lot of great books in the RSA bookstore. So if you're watching the video and you're here at RSA, go make sure you check out the bookstore. A lot of good stuff out there. But for me, my day ended. I got to do a fun little interview on ransomware, actually, ironically, with the Cybercrime magazine. We had their representative Hillary that was here, and we did a nice little 5-minute interview talking about ransomware and the trends and the fact that it's going down here in the first quarter of 2022. But can't rest on our laurels. Got to keep pushing forward, paying attention to it. But she did ask me, was there anything else I wanted to add to that? And I said, yeah. Did you know how the cyber criminals got away from the FBI? Yeah, they ransomware. So. Yeah, I can add that on the sound effect. I can drop the drum snare, the rim shot in there, so there we go. But anything final last words to add for today, Roger?
No, again, I love being fired up and thinking about computer security, but really a big part of any conference, come to meet the vendors, talk to them, see their products, ask them questions, meet industry luminaries you haven't met before, and meeting friends.
Yep.
So overall, I've really felt like a good couple of days with one small 99% caveat.
Yeah, I will admit it's been great this week. I've ran into people that I hadn't seen since my days working at that small little German company called Siemens. Saw a couple of those folks today, and it was great seeing them. But yeah, it's a great way to be able to connect with old friends, but also meet new ones as well. And that's been certainly one of the big highlights this week, along with the education and hanging out with you. So it's been a lot of fun. So cool. Well, I guess we'll wrap up here, day 3. We got one more day to go tomorrow. It's a short day tomorrow, so we'll probably be able to get the video done tomorrow afternoon, but a couple more sessions to go, and I got 2 more presentations tomorrow. So hopefully y'all come back, and maybe there'll be another dad joke tomorrow. Have yourself a good night. Take care.
Take care.